Why do some women don't cheat? Why do some women don't cheat? Hi, Sharp Game coming at you with another video from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. So yeah, this is a question that I got. I did a video a long time ago, and I was basically talking about some reasons why some women cheat and how they go about doing it. And I always say there's no absolutes. There's some women that don't cheat. There's some women that just are not going to go there. They might have thought about it. They might have had the opportunity to do it, but they still won't do it. So this is a question that I got. Dude was like, he's a long time listener. He said, hey, you talked about the reason why some women do cheat. Now tell me the reason why some women don't cheat. And it's not a bad question. I just never got asked that before. But gotta keep in mind, the majority of human behavior is dictated upon the consequences that's involved with their actions. So in other words, if I dislike you, I'm not going to walk up to you, punch you in the face, because I don't know what you might do to me. I'm afraid what you might do to me. That might be a little extreme, but that's just a good example. It's just, so when it comes to cheating and having affairs involving women, the same rules apply. It's like a lot of women, they just don't want to take it there. And a lot of this has to do with their programming, how they were raised, what probably happened up until the point that they met that guy, or what happened since they've been with that guy. A lot of this comes into play. And a lot of women don't like being shamed either. A lot of women don't want to take the risk of getting caught. Because if they get caught, they don't want to get shamed by the family, by her parents, his parents, her friends and family. A lot of women, whether you know it or not, are very concerned about their image as far as the family and friends and everybody that she associates with. The average woman really take that very seriously. How their image is portrayed in front of people. That really makes a huge difference with a lot of women. So a lot of the women don't want to take the risk of getting caught because they don't want to be exposed. So what a lot of women will do is just play the role for the most part, because unfortunately a lot of women settle with guys out here, and there's a lot of women out here are great actors. They'll see a lot of women will get with guys, and this guy doesn't really have, she's not pleased with who he really is. Maybe he's a good provider, but he doesn't satisfy her in the sack. So instead of, maybe she's not confident enough, maybe she doesn't look good enough. I don't know what it is. So instead of trying to strive to be the best so she can get the top guy, a lot of women don't want to compete. So they will just settle because the guy that she got with she felt like that guy really wanted to be with her, and that guy wanted to take care of her. So a lot of them will take that guy, even though she's not necessarily into the guy. And then she'll get married, have kids, but she won't be fulfilled in all the areas that really matters to her. Now let's be clear. You can't get everything out of one person. It's impossible. It's not gonna happen. Yet one person cannot fulfill your all and every need. It's not gonna happen, right? But there's a difference between settling. Settling is like when you know you could do better, but you didn't for whatever reason. That's settling. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these women will, basically stick it out. They'll have kids with this guy, and they faking the orgasm and all kind of stuff going on. They'll be married 10, 20, 30 years. And they just put on a good face and just try to stick it out. But they won't cheat. They will not step out on the marriage. And even if they don't necessarily have to be married. They can just live together with the guy. And she will not step out on this guy because of her upbringing, her way of thinking. She just won't do it. Now, there's a lot of women out there that's like this. See, all women don't cheat. I know this is hard for some guys to wrap their minds around, but all women don't cheat. I know a lot of women that haven't never cheated. I can almost tell certain women that would cheat and wouldn't, based on their personality. And see, these same women know not to put themselves in certain situations, in certain environments, because they're smart enough to know that if they put themselves in those environments where it breeds temptations, they're probably going to end up doing something that they're going to regret. So they hang out in certain circles and hang out in certain environments that doesn't breed temptation. It's not going to influence them to make a bad decision, a decision that they'll regret, a decision that they'll end up being shamed and being embarrassed. So these women, they know who they are, and you kind of have to know who you are. It's kind of like in order to avoid certain situations, in order to avoid certain temptations, you kind of have to know who you are. Because if you're not aware of who you are, you're going to be easily influenced to do things, and you're going to have regrets, and you're probably going to get caught, and you just never know where things could happen after you make that split decision, And it's easy to get in things, but it's hard to get out. And so these women are, they're very aware of who they are, and so they're consciously aware of the decisions that they're making, and the consequences that's involved. So this is why a lot of these women don't cheat. They don't cheat. They're not going to do it, And it doesn't have anything to do. It has very little to do with the guy that they're with. Very little, really. It's some, but it has very little. It has more to do with who she is and how she grew up, and her family and her friends, more than anything. That's what it really boils down to, So hey, next time you see these guys calling women names, and they call women sluts and whores and all that stuff, and all women are this, all women are that. No, that's not entirely true. Now, all women don't cheat. Even all guys don't cheat. I know some guys, just like women, been with the same women forever, and they never stepped out. Because again, they don't put themselves in certain situations where they'd be tempted to do that. Even though if you work a job or someplace like that and you work around women, if you're in a higher or leadership position as a guy, there's some woman that's going to make a pass at you. That's just going to happen. But if you're on a job, it's kind of like you can kind of maneuver around that. It's not that big of a deal. You know, guys kind of handle situations like that much better than what women would do, because women are very emotional and guys tend not to be. So it's easier for a guy to maneuver in a situation like that where it's temptation and everything going down, you know. So hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and tell me what you think. I mean, tell me, have you ever been tempted? Have a woman ever made a pass at you at work? You know, have you been ever put in a situation where you thought you had to sleep with this woman to keep your job, or you know, I like to hear it. You know, leave the comments below this video. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.